Okay, mathematicians, welcome back. So today we're going to do another choral count. And just like how we discussed last time when we did our choral count, it can be tricky during a choral count when we don't have our classmates or our friends with us to engage in each other's thinking and discuss our noticings together. So this is only going to work if you practice the same exercise at home. So don't forget to get out your pen or paper or marker and do this with us after you watch the video. Okay, so our choral count today, we're going to start at 30 and we're going to count by an interval of 30. So that means our numbers are going to be getting bigger by 30 as we count up. So we're increasing our count today. Are you ready? So let's practice how that might sound like. So when we count by 30, if we start at 0, that would be 0. I'm gonna use my knowledge of tens to help me count to 30. Ready? 0, 10, 20, 30. So that would be the first number in my count. My next number might be, if I'm increasing by 30, 30, 40, 50, 60. Can you practice with me, mathematicians? Get out those fingers. Ready? So if my second number is 60 and I'm getting bigger by 30, it would be 30, 60, 70, 80, 90. Awesome job. Use those fingers. Ready? Our last number was 90. Use those fingers. 90, 100, 110, 120. Great job, mathematicians. Do you see how we're using our fingers? Using your hands, some of you might think it's something that only little kids do, but mathematicians use any tools at their disposal to help them with their counting and with their math and thinking. So don't forget to use these very important tools. Ready? I think since we already started thinking about the first few numbers in this choral count together, we can put those on paper. Count with me. Ready? So 30. And let's be creative and count down today with our numbers. Ready? 30, 60, 90, 120. Let's use our fingers again to get to the next number. Ready? Let's remember, we're increasing our count and getting bigger by 30. So 150, 130, 140, 150. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to maybe use this strategy or another strategy you have in your head to get to the next number. And we're going to put that number up here. Ready? Okay, I'm going to give you a few more seconds. Three, two, one. Okay, let's get a running start and then let's see if your thinking matches up with the work we put on paper. Ready? 30, count together, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Let's keep counting. 210. Keep counting. 240, 270. Good job. 300. Whew, that might have been a lot of work. Take a deep breath. Okay, and remember that strategy that you've been using to increase your choral count? Let's see if on the next number when we use it, we also might start observing for any patterns. We might start looking for any patterns in our count. Ready? Let's keep counting. 300, get a running start. 300, 330, 360. I'm thinking some of you might already see some patterns as we're counting. 390, 420, 450. Okay, I'm going to stop right there because I'm assuming, I'm just predicting that a lot of you probably have noticed some patterns already. So let's see if we can highlight some of those in our choral count together. Ready? So, as a mathematician, when I look at the columns, so these are the columns are the ones going down just like this. When I look at the columns, I don't see any similarities just yet in my observations between the first column and the second column, but I do start to notice some patterns between the first column and the third column. I'm noticing that the numbers in the last two place values repeat in the same place value as we see in the third column. You see that? I see a 30 right here. I see another 30 right there. I see a 60. I see a 60. 90 and 90. A 20, a 20, a 50, a 50. So that's one pattern I noticed in my count. You might have noticed a different pattern, and that's okay. Remember, if you practice this at home and you want to do that on paper and highlight that and just send it to us just so we see your amazing thinking, that would be awesome. So let's keep counting and see if we notice any more patterns. Ready, mathematicians? So we were at 450. Let's keep counting, but first let's get a running start just so we warm up our voices and our counting. 420, 450. Don't forget to use that strategy that you used before when we were increasing our count and getting bigger by 30. So 450, 480. Good job, mathematician. Let's keep counting. 510, 540. Great job. 570. 600. I'm going to stop right there just because I can almost feel the excitement that you have. I'm sure this time that everyone noticed another pattern based off of the pattern that I already highlighted before. I'm thinking this is the pattern you came up with. I'm assuming, I'm predicting that a lot of you came up with this pattern, where if you look at the second column and the fourth column, you notice that in the last two digits in this place value right here, you saw the same numbers repeating in the second column as in the fourth column. I see an 80. I think you saw an 80. I see a 10. I'm sure you saw a 10. I see a 40. Absolutely, you see a 40. 70, 70. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. Did I get the patterns right? Did I get the same patterns that you thought of? I'm sure I did, just because this is something that I see a lot of you notice initially when we look at accounting. You look at what numbers are repeating. Do you think you might be ready to keep on counting just a little bit more with me? Great. So let's see if we can do one more column in our choral count. Ready? We were at 600. Warm up those voices. 600. 630. 660. Keep going. 690. Keep going. 720. 700. What is it? 50. I bet a lot of you use your knowledge of the first pattern we noticed to make this count easier. Now, at home, I want you to keep on counting and see what more noticings you might have. Remember to highlight those patterns on paper, and don't forget to practice in your count. Because just because the first time you might have noticed a pattern doesn't mean when you count again you might not notice some new ones. I'm observing our count today, mathematicians, and if I were to only look at the numbers that repeat, these are probably the only patterns that I would notice and highlight. But if I were to look at our count in a different way, I can already see different types of observations that I can make. For example, if I were to look at the patterns, not just that I see in the numbers going up and down, I can also observe and jot down this pattern. That if I look at the place value, some of the numbers keep repeating. Look, there's a 0, 0, 0 in the hundreds place, and then there's a 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, then it's a 4, 4, 4, then it's a 5, 5, 5, then it's a 6, 6, 6, 6, and then I'm guessing the next one will be 7, 7, and there might be another 7 down here. Did you see that? You might notice the same patterns that some of your friends might notice, and that's amazing. You might come up with new patterns, and that's amazing too. Remember, when we're doing a choral count, our goal is to make as many observations as possible, but also explain them. It might be a great idea for you, after you practice doing this at home, to discuss your patterns and your noticings with your family, just to see and challenge maybe the people in your family to see if they notice any patterns. Okay, well, thank you for working with me today, and I can't wait to work with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.